right. Let's see here what we're doing. Thank you for sharing on there, Tony, on TikTok. I appreciate you. What's going on, Karen in Miami on Facebook? I see y'all. What's up, Mindy? Thank y'all for joining. Thank y'all for taking the time to come in. Lolo from Virginia, from VA. What's up, Breeze Mama on TikTok? Hey, Millie, how you doing? What's going on, Shell? People on Facebook are still getting notified and warmed up, and I appreciate y'all coming in. We're giving y'all time to get in. Started 5 minutes early so we could easily get people notified. I have a lot of people that always say they don't get a chance to get notified, and that by the time they realize that I'm live, I'm already about 30 minutes in. So we started early to give everybody a chance to be able to jump out there and get with us and have the opportunity. Thank you for that, Tony. Thank you. I see Miss Cat on YouTube from DC. Good evening. How you doing, sister? I hope everybody actually had a good weekend. We had, for those of us that recognize Juneteenth, we were off on Friday. I enjoyed my Juneteenth. Then we went on into Father's Day, and I had my son turn 33. My oldest did. So it's been a very, very eventful week. And my Father's Day was actually pretty good, although I had a bike issue while I was riding. I'm glad to know that I got it squared away, though, and I just need to change the battery on it because I'm heading on a longer trip into this week. So I need to make sure the bike is ready to go. I was doing a little testing. I'm glad it broke down while I was here, but we're good. Let's see. I got Carla and Crystal. Carla from Valencia, California. Crystal from North Kakalaki. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for that. Verna Ginyard, I see you from New York. Hey, listen, so I was looking at the analytics. It looks like that, again, the number one place right now for followers is Houston. Houston is next. Like Houston, we got New York. There's a couple of places, but again, I'll keep you guys in the loop as we start thinking about, hey, somebody's on here from Mexico. I'm sorry, I just saw you. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. Tamika from Jersey. What's up, Pastor Quinn? How you doing? Susanna H-Town. That's right. Yeah, we're gonna always we're gonna have a good conversation as we always do. We're gonna give everybody one more minute. I'm gonna put the topic out there and we're gonna go at it. Those of you on TikTok, please make sure you're tapping the screen and you're sharing the live out for me to make sure people know. Those on Facebook and those on YouTube, y'all tell a phone and tell a friend, text somebody, let them know. Let them know what we're doing over here with Grown Folks Conversation. And tonight will be no different than any other time that we had. Y'all know we like to have deep conversation, and my job is always to make you think. Another thing, it's okay. Hey, Sherry from Mobile, I appreciate you being on here. What's up, Tamika? Good to see you. That's it. Pastor Quinn, Chicago in the house on Facebook. Seattle in the house. Tyler, Texas in the house on Facebook. Cleveland, Ohio in the house. Evans, Georgia. All right, I see you. Winston-Salem. Baltimore on TikTok. That's what's up. I like that. Thank y'all so much for coming out. I mean, jumping in and jumping on, and we're gonna get ready to get deep. Go ahead and get started. Cassandra says Alabama in the house. I see VA. All right. So listen, let me go ahead and drop the topic out there. And so I have a lot of questions, and I talk to, you all know, a lot of people, and I do coaching. And when I'm coaching, I'm telling you, I can't tell you how many times I'm starting to learn and starting to encounter the fact that people's preferences are literally keeping them single. And so I'm always talking to people about, make sure you spend your time wisely. Deal with those people that you see that invest in you. So a lot of people tend to waste their time on people who really don't care about them. I want y'all to think about it. Think about how many hours you've actually spent waiting on a text. How many nights you've actually stayed awake trying to figure out if somebody had mixed signals. How many conversations have you actually had with your friends about someone who consistently shows you that they aren't interested in building anything with you in the first place? Do y'all realize when you start looking back on your life, sometimes some of us have spent years literally chasing validation from people who were never going to give us a commitment in the first place. Here's the truth. Time is the one thing that we can never get back, right? We can always make more money. We can lose weight, get that back. You can rebuild after a heartbreak. But every minute you spend investing in somebody that doesn't value you is 1 minute that you will never recover. So when I think about individuals that are out here trying to find their love, trying to find their person, what if the answer is not finding somebody better? What if the answer is actually paying attention to people who are already showing up, who are already being consistent, and who are already choosing you? Tonight, I want to talk about why so many people tend to chase people who don't really know them want them in the first place. They ignore the people that do, and how to stop wasting years of your life on emotionally unavailable people. So why is it that we typically want what doesn't want us? Y'all think about it. Why is it that we typically want what doesn't want us? Why is that? What is it that's in us that makes us automatically tend to want people that don't want us? What is that about? Well, Tanika said it's a challenge. Malt said it's the chase. I see challenge on Facebook. It's a thrill. The thrill, okay, attraction. Divine time with dog. She said childhood trauma. On TikTok, right? Okay. I got you. Somebody said I like who likes me. Cassandra, you know I'm about to go there, right? Not wanting to be alone. I see the challenge. It's the chase. Regina said on Facebook. Human beings often confuse challenge with value. Sometimes the person who is the hardest to get tends to become the person we desire most because we are automatically assigning a value to their person because they appear to be challenging to get. We start to believing in ourselves that if we can win them, then it actually proves our worth. So here's my questions. Why do you think, when you think about relationships, and we often hear this adage, soon as they with somebody, everybody want them. Why is it that people tend to become more attractive when they seem unavailable? What is it about that? I want you to think about that for a moment. Give me some answers. Why is it that people seem more attractive when they seem unavailable? Eva said because they're happier on TikTok. They seem happier. Millie said, yeah, why in the hell do we do this? What else? Why is it that people seem to be more attractive when they're unavailable? What is it about that? Happier, healthier. People say greed. Okay, Dr. Anna said competition. Okay. Vicky said it's the thrill of the chase, right? Yep. Y'all make sure you're tapping the screen and sharing it out on TikTok. Psychological. You say you guessed the cat. You can say great question. Somebody said you always tend to want what you can't have. I see that. No mess, selfish, right? Looks like something is missing in their life. Okay. Interesting. You don't know. Okay. Here's the other one. Let me ask you this, right? Have you ever chased someone longer than you should have? When you think back, for those of you that have actually pursued someone, and remember, this is a no judgment zone over here. There's no judgment. Have you ever chased somebody longer than you know you absolutely should have? I see yes. I see a lot of yeses. I see definitely's. Unfortunately, Stella said a few times. Yes. I see yes. No. Somebody said most have. Absolutely, most have. I see Miss Cat on YouTube said yes. Right? Yes, I have. Okay, bodacious. Appreciate it. Unfortunately, right? I get it. Somebody said 2 years and still hanging on. That's a whole nother question right there, but we're going to get into it. Okay, yes. Somebody said yes and no. Okay. See, Frida said yes on Facebook. Claretta said yes. Mickey said yes on Facebook. So let me ask you this. When you were chasing a person, when you guys were chasing people or pursuing someone right now, were you pursuing love or were you pursuing validation? I want you to think about it as you were actually working and going after this person. Were you pursuing love or were you pursuing validation? Now, remember, this whole section is why we typically want people that don't want us, right? Love. I see love. I see validation. Leah Joyce on Facebook said familiarity. Linda said both. I see validation. Sunitra said she wanted love on TikTok. I see love. Brenda said, I let go and I block. I see love. I see both. Pastor Quinn said validation. Cheryl on Facebook said she was pursuing love. Okay. Gotcha. Kimberly said love on YouTube, and Miss Cat on YouTube said validation. Gotcha. So here's my thing. When you were pursuing that person, whether you were pursuing love or you were pursuing validation, what signs did you ignore when you were pursuing that person? Remember, the topic here is, why do we want people that we know don't want us? What signs did you ignore when you were pursuing this person? What signs? Somebody said all of them. Dr. Williams said the fantasy of the ultimate goal. Appreciate you being on, Doc. Claretta said companionship. Miss Keita said that he had another woman. All right. Inconsistency. Stella said too damn many. Emotional availability. I see disrespect. Okay, on TikTok. Marita said all of them. Hello from Northern Hate. Now, what's going on, Candida? Reciprocity, diamonds are rare, said on TikTok. There we go. TikTok, y'all keep tapping the screen and keep sharing it out. Please, thank you. Make sure we get some more people on here. Hey, Patty, watch that dude offering $7,000. This William Anderson, this is a scam. Monica said his actions. Lolo on Facebook said him putting everyone else first. No time to communicate, Millie said, but chemistry was fire. I get it. Diamond said his marriage. Lies for no reason. So here's what I want you to do for those of you that are actually looking for people, right? That you're single, you're ready to mingle, you're ready to date. Here's what I want you to do. I want everybody to create a reality list. That's right. I want you to create a reality list. And instead of focusing on how much you want them, I want you to write down these 4 things. I want you to write down these 4 things, create a reality list. And instead of focusing on how much you want somebody, I want you to write down these 4 things. 1, how they communicate. The second, how often they show up. The third is how they make you feel. And the fourth one is whether their actions match their words. Lavelle, you asked them, because I was going to ask them that too. Lavelle said, did y'all do y'all homework last week? Because y'all know I gave you some. But I'm going to ask these questions again. Somebody said repeat it. I want everybody to create a reality list, right? When people are single and you're ready to date, I want you to create this reality list, because remember, my job is to make sure you're not out here wasting your time. Create a reality list. Ask these 4 things of yourself. How do they communicate? How often do they show up? How they make you feel? T-Cakes, the volume must be on your end. And whether their actions match their words. Millie says she failing. All right. I want you to get into the habit of judging reality. Thank you, Patty Cakes. I want you to judge. I want you to get into the habit of judging reality and not their potential. Y'all hear me? Judging reality. We are judging reality, not potential. Here's what I want to go into now. Fantasy versus facts. Many relationships exist a lot of times only in people's heads. We fall in love with possibilities instead of behavior. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. We tend to fall in love with possibilities instead of behavior, and the relationship is literally in our head and not even actual. We date who they could become instead of who they actually are. That's right, Patrice, you got them. Thank you so much. We date who they could become instead of who they actually are. Now, here's my question. Have you ever fallen in love with someone's potential? I've asked this question before. I just need people to be honest. Have you ever fallen in love with someone's potential? Right? So I figured I would see a lot of yeses, because that tends to happen. We start to connect with somebody, and we start looking at what we think they're going to be. He's a really good guy, and this, that, and the other, and blase. I can see us in the future doing X. We start to romanticize the relationship in our head before there's an actual relationship. So I know that a lot of you have you have fallen in love with somebody's potential. Let me ask you this though. In that instance, with that particular individual, what was the reality that you actually ignored about that person? Right? Not the potential. What was that reality? What was the reality that you actually ignored? Dr. Anna, I see the look. I see the look, Dr. Anna. What was the reality you actually ignored with that person? Somebody said they weren't consistent. I see it. Somebody said he was bipolar. Communication was horrible. He was selfish. The lack of conversation, stability. That's right, Janet. You have to accept what it is. And that's what I'm trying to get people to understand. Selfish. He was a womanizer. He was never going to commit. Brutal. Sherry on Facebook said it was brutal. Professional faith that was non-existent. Full of himself. Verbally abusive. Nicole said poor communication and lacked accountability on Facebook. Darvin said ignored that they lacked the basics. Kim Reed, the inconsistency. I Shirley said lack of loyalty. That's what I'm saying. Narcissistic. I see that. Diamonds are rare on TikTok. Physically abusive. Okay, Kwee. Well, we're glad you're all right and you got out of that. All right. Again, on TikTok, y'all make sure y'all keep tapping and keep sharing it out. Right. Dr. Quinn, Pastor Quinn said absolutely they were lying consistently. Right. So again, remember, guys, when you're meeting individuals, you don't romanticize that individual and all of a sudden start having this relationship in your head with their potential. You have to deal with them in actuality. Here's my solution for you when it comes to this, right? I want you to stop asking who they could become. And I want you to start asking, would I be happy if they stayed exactly like this forever? Did y'all hear what I said? I want you to stop asking yourself who they could become. And I want you to start asking yourself, if they stayed the exact same, the way they are right now, can I deal with them like this forever? And if your answer is no, that's your answer to not move on. Listen to what I just said. Did y'all hear? Yeah, Shirley, you said too rough. Hell no. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm trying to help you quit wasting your time, because remember, time is not something we have a lot of. For a lot of us, I'm in my 50s. If you're a Gen X baby, our time is rolling. So I'm going to say again, stop asking who they could become. And I want you to start asking, would I be happy if they stayed exactly like this forever? And if the answer is no, then I need you to not move forward with that individual. All right, we're going to move on. So why do we ignore people then who actually like us? Sometimes healthy attention feels boring because we've become addicted to emotional roller coasters, right? Consistency feels unfamiliar and peace often feels suspicious. And y'all know I say that all the time. So here's my question. Have you ever rejected someone because they seemed too nice? Like, have you ever had someone come at you and you're like, you know what? They just too damn nice, and you rejected them? Shirley Berg said yes on Facebook. I see no. Stella said yes. Alan K said yes. A couple people saying no. No, I see yes. Yep. I see a lot of yeses. Yep. Pretty Pink Butterfly on TikTok, she said yes. Miss Cat said yes on YouTube. That's right, Renee. You got to be true to yourself. Yes. Okay. So let me ask y'all this. Why is it that in these relationships, and again, when I'm coaching people, it's funny to me when they talk about how, well, all of a sudden they've gotten boring. It's gotten boring. So my question is to you all, because I like to do my research. Why do you think stability sometimes feels less exciting? Because in those instances, they're stable. All of a sudden, they don't have to worry about bills. They got a peace of mind. The man or woman is coming home. They communicate well. So why is it that stability sometimes feels less exciting? Why is that? What do y'all think? Hey, get rid of this other person that's inboxing me with your Cash App tag on there, Patty Casey. You and Sandra, watch that one. Tamika said, I think when I was younger. Nope, because you want to be loved well. To be honest, some of us are too used to toxicity. You're absolutely right. You are absolutely right, LJ. That's right. You're used to chaos. I'm so boy, y'all. Listen, I tell people I got the most intelligent followers around, accustomed to drama, right? People are accustomed to drama. Yep. God's girl Cecilia say, yep, some people are used to that noise, right? That's right. Some people are used to noise, they're used to toxicity. They need a lot of mess going on because that's also Lavelle said they choose the wrong person for the wrong reason. Never had stability in a relationship. Sheila said unhealed trauma. That's right. That's absolutely right. Y'all got it. So listen, so what qualities then are you overlooking because a person is not flashy? Yeah, think about that. When you have somebody that's not a flashy individual, what qualities do you tend to overlook in a person? Think about it for a moment. Shannon said they like messy. You're right. Right. What qualities are you overlooking because somebody is not flashy? Mom 3 said intelligence. Okay. Gotcha. On TikTok. TikTok, y'all keep tapping the screen and keep sharing it out for me. Tamika said personality. I see discipline. Honesty, kindness. I love it. Generosity. Mimi said excitement on TikTok. Loyalty from Kwee. Pretty Pink Butterfly said kindness. Verna on YouTube said passionate. Patrice said stability. Wow. Think about that. Morals. Handsome Guy 55 say integrity, authenticity. Character, Lash Nick. I see compassion. You too busy looking for the negative to see the good. That's right. That's what I'm trying to get to, Pastor Quinn. That is exactly it. A lot of times when we meet people, they're not flashy. They're not they don't automatically make a room shift, or what have you. We tend to overlook the individual themselves. And a lot of times that individual has really all the qualities that you should be looking for in a person, but we overlook them, right? Because they're not flashy. They're not loud. They're not over assuming into a room. So here's what I want you guys to do. Here's a solution in this area, right? Why we ignore people who actually like us. Here's your solution. I want you to also create an attraction checklist. And everybody has an attraction checklist. Even if you've never written it down, you have what you're attracted to. But here's what I want you to do, because I hear a lot of people say chemistry. I'm going to tell you. Here's what I want you to add. I need you to add emotional maturity, not intelligence, emotional maturity. I want you to add consistency, accountability. I want you to make sure communication is there. And I want you to make sure that effort is there. Effort. Because instead of focusing only on chemistry, I want you to focus on those things. Did y'all hear what I said? Correct. Somebody said it. Darwin said it. We tend to overlook that person because we've already built a picture of what we want our person to look like. So we don't recognize it when we see it. Remember, on your list, I need you to put down effort. People don't say effort. And when everybody says emotional maturity and consistency, need to be accountable, need to communicate well. Nobody says effort. I want you to focus on effort, not chemistry. Lavelle said that's already on her list. Now what you do? Don't worry, we're gonna square it for you. Don't worry about it. All right. So now here we go. Let's talk about it. Do you know that your type? People always say they have a type. Do you know that your type might be the problem? Uh-oh. Here we go. Everybody says they have a type. But if your type keeps hurting you, maybe, just maybe, your type needs to be updated. Y'all heard what I said? Because here's the thing. Patterns do not lie. I'm going to say again. Everybody has a type. But patterns do not lie. If the type of person you keep connecting with keeps hurting you in some way, then maybe your type needs an update. It's time for a software update. All right. Here's your questions. What communication traits do your past relationships all share? I want you to think about your past relationships, and I want you to tell me what's the common traits that they all share. When you think about your past relationships, what common traits do they share? Angela said they're inconsistent. Angela said that they are inconsistent. All her passes are inconsistent. Thank you for your honesty, sister. Lack of self-confidence and security, handsome guy said. Unemotionally available, Sunshine said. When times got rough, they went silent, Mom 3 said. Again, what common traits do your past relationships have, guys? I want you to be honest. Be honest about it, because my goal is to help you not, I'm trying to keep you from repeating it. Lack of commitment, Claretta said. Selfish, I see. Shirley said. Disrespect, Penny said. Cold-hearted said everybody lied. Miss Pinckney said they were unemotionally available. D'Amica said they all were magicians. I don't know why you keep picking these magicians. Actions don't match words. Patrice said insecurities and they lack communication. Right. Representative showed up, Vicky. Okay, but we need to talk about why you're picking those type of individuals. Sheila said bad communication. I see selfish on Be Unique. Ignoring from Millie. Tanya said think he's a baddie. So is it just more than one though? Tanya, are you saying that every last one of them you dated, not just your last one? I'm saying consistent across your relationships. What's the traits that you consistently see from everybody that you've dated? That's what I'm trying to get to. Sylvia said they were insecure. Stella said infidelity, right? Little to no effort. Lasagna said no communication, sweet cherries. So here's my question then. When you start thinking about your relationships, and if a lot of them have the exact same trait, are you really attracted to healthy people, or are you attracted to familiar people? I'm gonna say again, if a lot of your past relationships have a lot of same quality traits, are you attracted to healthy people, or are you attracted to familiar people? Look at this. Everybody's saying familiar. All I see is familiar. It's definitely familiar, Island K said. Exactly. And that's what I'm talking about. People tend to be attracted to what's familiar and not what's healthy. Melinda said familiar because it's easier. That's right. You are absolutely attracted to familiarity, right? Your spirit automatically sees it. And guess what happens? You connect with that person. And do you know what happens? We revert right back to, damn, this person acts just like that person. This person has the same narcissistic attitude as that person. All of a sudden, you're right back in the same relationship, but a different face. Right back in the same relationship, but at a different time. So at some point, guys, it's time for you to look in the mirror. You the common denominator. It's not the people that you choose. It's the chooser. It's you. And that's where we got to get from. So let me give you a solution to make sure that you think about this. If you're picking people that have the same type of common traits, and you realize now that you're being attracted to what's familiar, you're not attracted to healthy, then we need to work on lessons to keep, because there are some lessons that you should be getting that are repeating themselves. And the goal is to what? Get away from that bull. So what do? I'm going to give you some more homework to do and something that's going to help you. Here I want you to do is we're going to help you. I want you to identify your dating pattern. Identify your dating pattern. Here's what I want you to ask yourself. What attracts me initially? Question 1. What attracts me initially to an individual? I want you to write that down. Your next question is, what eventually hurts me? Next question is, what eventually hurts me? Tamika said the color of their skin. And the last question is, what red flags do I often excuse? I'm going to say again, I'm going to give you these 3 questions. Hope y'all hearing. I need y'all to write these down to help you. What attracts me initially to an individual? What eventually hurts me in a relationship? And what red flags do I tend to excuse every time? I know, Stephanie. Hey, I'm stepping on toes this evening. I ain't got no choice. I'm stepping on toes. Hey, get Diego up out of here too. He over here offering people rent. Diego, shoot me about 10K. Yeah, but get him out here, okay? Y'all got those questions? All right, let's move into the next one. This happens a lot. Attention is not commitment. Did y'all hear what I said? Attention is not commitment. Just because somebody gives you attention, it's not commitment. Many people tend to mistake interest for investment. Did y'all hear what I just said? Many people tend to mistake interest for investment. Someone texting you is not commitment. Just because somebody texts you is not commitment. Somebody liking your photos on social media is not commitment. Someone sleeping with you is not commitment. Hello, did y'all hear me? Just because they hit it does not mean they with it. Bars, write it down. Just because they hit it does not mean they with it. Did y'all hear what I said? That does not mean a person is committed to you. Here's some questions for you to think about. What's the difference between attention and genuine effort from an individual? In your mind right now, in your thoughts, when you're thinking about relationships, what is the difference between attention and genuine effort from an individual? You said not bars. Yeah. What is it? Okay, I see action. That's right. Oh, you're using my word now. I love it. I love it. Stevie, thank you so much. Action. You're right. Rip. Right? Claretta said you're guilty on that one. Claretta, it's okay. We've all been guilty on it. Consistency, actions being consistent. I see consistency. Genuine effort is intentional, right? Okay. Behavior. Remember that question, put in the work. That's right. That's right. Attention is the truth. That's right. Consistent on, I see Sunshine said consistent. Communication. Genuine follow through, Tamika said. Attention is being that they get what they want. Effort requires presence, Phaedra said on Facebook, right? So again, my question was, what's the difference between attention and genuine effort? And I'm seeing it. Action, that's right. Action speaks volumes. Loyalty, communication, and consistency from Mom 3 on TikTok. Teardrop said communication. That's what I'm talking about. TikTok, y'all keep tapping the screen, keep sharing this thing out. Peach, Georgia Peach said action. That's what I'm talking about. Listen, so then I asked you earlier about chemistry, but it was against something else. Now I'm going to ask you, have you ever confused chemistry with commitment? Have you ever connected with somebody and you felt it was so strong that you automatically felt you all were committed? Has that ever happened to any of you? Okay, I see no. I see a couple no's, right? I see some yeses coming through. I see some yeses. Of course, I see yes. Okay. Somebody said when I was younger. Sheila said attention is temporary on Facebook. You're absolutely right. Shannon Williams said yes. Right? Connection. That's right. Sheila said no. No, you're right, Unique. You shouldn't assume clarity is essential. Oh, Coco, you said repeat the question. My question was, have you ever confused chemistry with commitment? I don't think so. Pretty Brown Eyes said, I got her thinking. That's right. Lorraine on Facebook, she said, I'm guilty of that. I got you. Wishful thinking. You want it to be. That's right. It happens, guys, to the best of us. I see no. I see yes, I have. So listen, what behaviors actually to you in your mind today, when you think about where you are in life, what behaviors to you today actually demonstrate real investment? What behaviors tell you that a person is genuinely invested in you? What does that look like? Tell me what that looks like. What y'all got on Facebook and YouTube? What does that look like for somebody to be genuinely invested in you? TikTok, tell me what it is. Sylvia said discernment and action, consistent communication, being proactive, making time. See, so for those of you that say communication, what about if they're just a good talker? Does that mean they're invested? I'm just asking. Somebody said, I'm just not sure anymore. I didn't mean to confuse you. That's not what I'm trying to do. But I want you to do your homework. That's all. Somebody, Sunshine said he's including me in his life. That's right. Follow through. Planning a future together. Consistency and follow through. That's what I love. I love it. Yvette says she want my notes. Okay. I'm gonna start working this out for you guys. My dad taught me that a man shows his interest. Sandra said consistency and communication is quite challenging, right? They repair after conflict, Tamika said on TikTok. I love it. His actions. Right. So it's funny. A lot of you guys are saying actions, and I love this because guess what? That's one of the solutions. That's one of the solutions. Let me give you the solutions. There are 3 of them. There are 3 solutions that I want you to take away from this part, that attention does not mean commitment. 3 solutions. 1, watch their actions over time, not their words. Somebody might be cold-blooded with their tongue. They might have great lip service. They know exactly what to say, how to say it, and when to say it. But their actions are what speaks volumes. 1, watch their actions over time. Number 2, consistency reveals intentions. I'm going to say again, consistency reveals their intentions. That's the second one. And the third one is character. Their character is actually proven through repetition. I'm going to say again, their character is proven through repetition. The 3 solution ones, right? Actions over time, consistency will reveal intentions, and character is proven through repetition. We good on that? Love it. Here's what I want you to do. My next section is stop auditioning for a role that's already filled. Here we go. Keep stepping on toes. Stop auditioning for roles that are already filled. Some people are emotionally unavailable because they're still attached to someone else. Their past, their freedom, or their unresolved trauma. Woo, did y'all hear me? Now that will preach. I'm going to say again, some people are emotionally unavailable because they're still attached to someone else, their past, their freedom, or their unresolved trauma, right? And guess what that means? The role is already filled. There is no room for you, right? Here's my questions. Have you ever tried to convince someone to choose you? I'm going to ask again. Have you ever tried to convince somebody to choose you? It's okay. We are non-judgmental here. Have you ever tried to convince somebody that you was the one, that you was that chick, that you that dude? Have you ever had to try to force somebody to choose you? Some people said, Tamika said, not by words, but by doing too damn much. That's right, right? Been there, done that. Yes. Joyce said, yes, it's not a good feeling. Somebody said yes, and the sad part, I was married to him. All right, sister. At least you recognize and you moved on. It is recorded, Tiff. It is. It'll show up on YTE and all these other things when I'm done, okay? All right. Now, here's my thing. When you found yourself trying to force somebody to choose you, what did that experience cost you emotionally? What does that do to you as an individual when you're trying to force somebody to choose you and they don't want to choose you? What does that do to you emotionally? Somebody said it's draining. It attacks your self-worth. Tamika said it hurt and it made her doubt herself. Janet said freedom in her last relationship, she walked away. Heather said that doesn't work, so she had to realize that on Facebook and she needed to let go. That's right. Heartache. I see that heartache. I see you have no self-respect. It hurts. It tears you up. So you feel lost. That's right. I see that. A lot of hurt and pain on TikTok. Divorce. True story. Self-esteem, Tennille Wright said on Facebook. It affected her peace. Mickey said. It chips away at your self-confidence. Nicole said, that's right. Made you hard. Cold heart of gold. Self-questioning. Sweet Maple said on YouTube. Thank you, Tammy. I appreciate you. Devastation. It makes you cold. So here's my question. If you have gone through trying to convince somebody to choose you, and you knew, and you just told me what that cost you emotionally, how it affected you as an individual, Why do we stay with people and they clearly not ready? Tell me, why do you stay with people and you know they are clearly not ready? Remember now, this particular section is I'm talking about how we are auditioning for a role with a person that's already fueled by their past trauma, their freedom, their unresolved trauma. They still attached to somebody else. Why do we stay with somebody emotionally knowing that they're not there for you? Everybody says it, hoping for a change. Joyce on Facebook said, prayerfully, they'll change. TikTok said they'll change. Hopefully they'll change. Angela said because they're familiar. Because they're familiar. Kay on Facebook said because you don't want to be alone. Miss K said false promises is familiar. Comfortable. Sheila Toop said spoken vows. So Sheila, are you talking about someone you're married to? Andrea said, honestly, I don't know. I know I'm making y'all think. I want you to think. Tamika said loneliness, insecurity, abandonment, validation. That's right. I didn't want to do another day or month on hopes. I get it. Sweet Maple said hoping for change sooner. Hey, get Kelvin out of this TikTok. He offering 5,000. Lack of confidence in ourselves. That's what I'm saying. So here's what I want you to do. Here's the solution. This particular solution is very easy when you're dealing with somebody that already has a role filled and you're trying to fill it, right? Here's the things I want you to do. It's very simple. Stop trying to be chosen. Choose your damn self. And because the right relationship does not require constant convincing. Did y'all hear what I said? I need you to stop trying to be chosen. Choose your damn self. Because the right relationship doesn't require constant convincing. If you have to continue to convince somebody that you are the best thing that happened to them since sliced bread, you are not the best thing. You are not. You are a placeholder. You are a space filler. So you're not the best thing. A lot of times, you're the best thing only in your mind. You're not the best thing to them. If you're with anybody, and I don't care who it is, whether you're married, whether you're in a long-term relationship, if you are finding yourself having to convince that person that you are a value, that you are what they need, then you are not what they need. Because you don't have to convince the person that has a space for you. All right. Y'all hear what I said on that, right? So here's what I want you to do next. I need you to protect your most valuable asset. And y'all know what that is? It's your time. Your time is your most valuable asset. People protect their money better than they do their time. You'll argue over a $20 charge, but you'll spend 6 years in a dead-end ass relationship. Did you hear what I said? You will argue over a $20 charge, but you will spend 6 years in a dead-end ass relationship. You cannot get that time back. Thank you, Chestnut. Again, people protect their money more than you protect your time, and your time is limited. We die just a little bit every day. You can't get it back. Here's my questions to you. I'm trying to get you together, Kimberly. I promise you I am. Here's my question. What's the biggest waste of time you've experienced during dating? This ought to be good. What is the biggest waste of time that you have experienced while dating? Sweet Maple said, the way I just hollered on YouTube. That's all right. That's right. Time is a precious commodity. I'm going to ask again, what is the biggest waste of time you have experienced while dating? Somebody said breadcrumbing. Millie, you got to stop these patterns, baby. You got to. Diane, I just keep it like it. I tell it like it is. Time is valuable. That's right. Somebody said they wasted a whole year. Damn, Darlene on Facebook said 10 years. Patrice said talking on his damn phone. Hey, but I'm trying to give you some value on the phone. So use this information. Giving them grace was not deserved. The previous 6 years, I see 2 years. I see potential. Pastor Quinn said she ain't dated since her husband passed, so none. I got you. Regina said meeting somebody that lies, 9 years. Man, are y'all hearing the time that these people have waited? 5.5 years. I see 9 years. I seen 6 years. Somebody said, somebody think he changed. He spent the block 20 years. Coco said she gave 90 days. She was out. That's what I'm talking about. 7 months, 5 years. Wow. Somebody said 38 years they wasted. Are y'all hearing these numbers? And think about this. Think, what could you do with that time? What could you do with that time if you could get it back? How many other things could you have done? How many other people could you have met? How do you know that you didn't miss your blessing because you was locked in with somebody that wasn't worth your damn time in the first place? And the problem is, guys, they showed you. We've all have seen it. They have shown us that, but we wasted that time. Let me ask you this. When you think about the time that you wasted, it's for those of you all these years, it's amazing. But when you think about that time that you wasted, what boundaries, if you had the right boundaries in place, what boundaries would have helped you, kept you from wasting that time? I'm gonna ask again. If you had certain boundaries in place, what boundaries do you think would have kept you from wasting that time? Yep. Pretty Pink said she had no boundaries. I could tell you that. Stella said reciprocity. God's Child 54 said self-control. Would have left a long time ago. Actions, not words. I love it. Waste of time, 47, and it's hard to do this dating stuff. Hell, I hear you. Andrea said my self-worth. Okay. What else? Heather said no sex before marriage. Renee said healed in the right area on TikTok. Self-validation. Tracy said the first time that red flag showed up. Well, what was it? Michelle said protecting her peace. Millie said the first time he lied, I should have left. Tamika said don't commit before it's consistency. Lorraine on Facebook said I didn't have any boundaries there. That's what I'm saying, Lorraine, but if you had boundaries, what would those boundaries have been that would have kept you from wasting so much time? Kim Reed said understanding her value on Facebook. I love it. Hung Lee said discernment. No promise, no peace, LJ said. Self-love. The first time the mask fall. And listen to my intuition faster. Miss Cat says saying no to requests that didn't align with your priorities. That's it. Chantel says stay for your kids. I understand that. I understand that one. Not losing myself in blind love. Again, one apology is accepted. Repeated behavior is believed. Remember, I said earlier, believe in patterns, not what people say. So Tamika, you spot on. Believe in patterns. Star Hill said realizing he was unemotionally available. So here's my question now is, how do you know in a relationship when it's time to walk away? Remember now, we're talking about protecting our most valuable asset, our time. How do you know when it's time to walk away? How do you know when it's time for you to walk away in a relationship? Uniquely Favored said when peace is gone. D Nice said always arguing. When you start to always arguing. Rochelle on Facebook said loss of respect. Yana said lies. What do you mean Yana lies? Like Lori said, I can't forgive him again. When you're the only one investing, Tamika said. When your nervous system starts acting up. Somebody said Queen B. If I have to keep repeating myself, Yvette said. Patrice on Facebook said, when I'm giving more than I'm receiving. Miss Cat said, when boundaries are constantly crossed. Right. When effort is one-sided. When it's not going anywhere. I love it. No peace, lose respect. Communication is lacking. You said, what question did you miss? My question is how do you know when it's time to walk away? When it's physically and emotionally draining. I love it. When he shows, you believe it. That's right. That's right. That's right. So here's my solution. Y'all know I'm always give you a solution. Here's my solution for when you should protect your most valuable asset, your time. Here's my solution to help you. I got 4 things I want to give you. 1, I first want you to establish a deadline for clarity. When you have a disagreement, when you're questioning things, you need to have a deadline for when that's going to be cleared, when you want clarity. All right. 2, you want a deadline for clarity, not an ultimatum. We're not giving ultimatums. All you want is clarity, right? No ultimatums, clarity. And I want you to know what you're looking for and how long you're willing to wait to see consistent effort. And that's a big one right there, right? Because there's no time to anything. Some people said they're giving somebody 2 weeks and they done. If they lying and all of a sudden you tell them about it, they say they recognize it, they're going to do better. And all of a sudden they give them 2 weeks. Stella says she giving them 24 hours. You lie once, you lie again in 24 hours with Stella, she out of there like last year. She gone like 2025. Somebody, Alice said 2 weeks, right? No second. Well, you got to give people second chances because you want to be given a second chance, right? You want to be, everybody deserves a second chance. We all do, because none of us are perfect, right? But what I'm saying is that if a person oversteps your boundaries and your standards, and you tell them, remember, you're not giving ultimatums, we're just giving clarity. Hey, I need you to know that I have an issue with someone that lies directly to me in my face about X. I have a problem with that. You tell them that. They say, hey, listen, it won't happen again. I didn't mean it. X, Y, and Z, blase, blase. And then all of a sudden in 48 hours, they do the exact same thing. That's my question. Is that a sign for you to go ahead and dip? Everybody deserves a second chance. So I'm not saying as soon as somebody breaks one of your standards, you leave. I am saying give it an opportunity. Get clarity. Make sure everybody understands we're on the same page. Then we dip. All right. Here's my last segment, guys. My last segment for this evening. Now, I hope y'all been taking notes. Good homework today. Segment 8. I need you to like who likes you. I'm going to say again. Oh, thank you, LaDonna. Thank you so much. I need you to like who likes you. But I'm going to spin it a different way. Likes, I need you to like who likes you. I'm not telling you to settle. I'm not saying that. I don't want anybody to settle for any damn body. But what this does mean is I need you to stop overlooking people who are already demonstrating the qualities that you claim you want in a person in the first place, right? The person who likes you, when a person likes you, y'all know I'm telling the truth. When a person likes you, they calling, they checking in, they making plans, they keeping their promises, they showing effort, right? And all those qualities should automatically matter, should they not? So when you think about those qualities, what would change for you in your standards if you valued consistency more than excitement? What would change? Candida Ray said, that's my problem. I love everybody. But what would change, guys? What would change if you valued consistency more than excitement? Right? Think about that for a moment. George, you may not be attracted to him. The real goal of this particular piece is I'm trying to get you to broaden your horizons. That's all. I need you to broaden your horizons, right? Those on TikTok, keep tapping the screen, keep sharing it out. Queen B said you're going to rule out the bad. Uniquely Favored said if you did that, it would diminish most of the issues. I agree. Right? What would change if you value consistency more than excitement? Darwin said nobody's consistent these days. Darwin, you just say everybody you met hadn't been consistent, sister. It doesn't mean that they're not out there. So we got to stop. We got to stop that negative talk, because you automatically will believe that when you meet the next person. Compatibility. It's hard. I get it's hard. You said, what if that person is a coworker? Again, that's a unique situation. That's something you guys definitely have to have some parameters and some boundaries in place. You don't want to mess up, making your money and your honey in the same spot. There'd possibly be an issue. Somebody say, I ain't found them yet. Okay, I got you. Are you overlooking somebody? I want you to think about this, because they don't fit your usual type. Do you think around you right now, I want y'all to think about whether it's the workplace or school or wherever, are you overlooking somebody because they don't fit your usual type? Alan Kay said, yep, most likely. Right? Yeah. Somebody said, not this time. Yes. I'm seeing some yeses. Yep. Joy said, I have. Yes. Got that right. Right? No. Okay. All right. Now, my type is healthy qualities these days. Well, I'm glad you said that. That's a perfect segue. So, what qualities should matter in a person more than their appearance? That's a real question. Think about it for a moment. I want y'all to tell me, what qualities do you feel should matter more in a person than appearance? I see integrity, transparency, emotional intelligence, honor, character, humility, God-fearing. Somebody say he's older, but he's in real good shape. Pearl said, there you go. Respect and commitment. Loyalty, effort is shown. Morals, alignment. Bringing me peace, integrity. I see character. Genuine integrity, character, Shell said, and kind. Heart posture. Got you. Relationship, respect, and commitment. Melinda said on Facebook. Emotional maturity, Shalana said. Miss Katz said character. Honest and genuine. Barbara Staten said calmness, respect. All right. So y'all talk about these things, right? Now I'm going to give you this solution. Let's jump into the solution. I want you to think about this now, right? Because remember I said I want you to do what? I need you to like who likes you. Remember that. We're talking about liking who likes you. And you just told me that there are some qualities that should matter more than a person's appearance. All of y'all just said that, right? You just said that there are some qualities that you should like more than a person's appearance. TikTok, y'all keep tapping the screen, keep sharing that thing out for me, right? So here's the solution. I want you to give genuine opportunities to people who consistently show interest, effort, and character. Those three things. I want you to give a genuine opportunity to people who show interest, they show effort, and they show character. Those three things. I want you to think about it. People that's in your inbox, people that's in your DMs, people that's at your job, people that's at school with you, right? I want you to think about those individuals that's constantly coming at you. And I want you to give a person an opportunity that shows interest, that shows effort, that shows character. Remember, you actually don't need someone that makes your life complicated. No, Joyce, I'm not saying close your eyes. What I am saying is that I want you to think about those qualities that you all said were qualities that should matter more than appearance. And I want you to give a person, let's say you with somebody, let's say you meet somebody and you say, you know what? He's just okay looking, right? He's not a handsome, but he's not an ugly guy. He's not your normal type, but he's consistent. He shows effort. He's kind. He has character. He communicates well, right? He has all those other qualities, but you're still hung up on the fact that he's not the most handsome guy, right? Somebody say I did and he's married. Candida said. People at work said I have a body language that say you're married. Hey, listen, Heather. If a man is interested in you and you're not walking around with a ring on and he don't have enough nuts to come to you and say, hey, are you married? That's not somebody you want to deal with anyway. He ain't got no heart. Because if a man is interested in you, he gonna open his mouth. He coming. And everybody's saying the right thing. Looks will fade. That's right. Donna, you said, but what if there's no attraction at all? If there's no attraction at all, then again, don't do it. Don't do it, because what you'll do is you'll get with that person that has all these things, consistency, effort, character, and he has all these qualities, and you'll be hung up on the fact, you're still hung up on the fact that he doesn't look like you want him to look. That's right. Beauty is always in the eye of the beholder. What one person's trash is another person's treasure. But remember, you don't need somebody who makes your life complicated. You actually need somebody that's going to take the time to make your life better, right? It didn't say it make it look pretty, look gorgeous, but their goal is to make your life better. Andrea said, looks aren't everything. His heart makes him a beautiful person. Absolutely. Love his heart. Yes, exactly. That's a man for me, Keena said. Amen. So listen, I want y'all, everybody that's listening tonight, I want y'all to ask, everybody, I want you to ask yourself just this one question, right? Just one question and one question only. I want you to ask yourself this. Am I spending my time trying to convince somebody to like me, or am I investing my time in people who have already shown that they do? I'm going to say it again. Am I spending my time to convince somebody to like me, or am I investing my time in people who have already shown that they do? Because remember, your time is your life. Every minute spent chasing the wrong person is a minute stolen from the right person. Y'all hear what I said? Every minute that you use chasing the wrong person is 1 minute less you have from the right person. I want you to stop pursuing confusion. Stop romanticizing inconsistency. And I want you to stop chasing people who keep proving to you that they don't want what you want in this life. The next chapter of your life might not begin when you find someone new. It might actually begin when you finally stop wasting your damn time on people who never intended to stay in the first place. Right? Y'all know I keep it real. I hope you received it. Thank you, JB. I'm glad did y'all receive the message this evening? Did y'all receive the training this evening? Did y'all write down your questions and your cues and so you can do your homework? Because I want y'all, when you're done, my hope is that you self-reflect after we have these lives. I was having this conversation with one of the followers, and I said, one of the things I think with me is that I often want to make sure I'm trying to help people, right? I always want to make sure that the lives help people. No problem. Glad y'all took notes. That's my goal. My goal is always to help people and make sure you get what you need for you personally. All right. I appreciate that. Y'all on TikTok, y'all keep tapping. We are almost there. Keep on tapping. We are almost done. We made our goal. I appreciate that. Good. I'm glad. Favorite one says she's been reflecting. It was good. Thank you. You're very welcome. I hope y'all wrote down the notes. I tried to slow it down enough to make sure you got all those questions. I had some segments. But again, the goal of this one tonight was to make you reflect on either why you're wasting your time on the wrong people. Why are you trying to convince people to choose you? Like I said, stop chasing people to keep proving that they don't want you. Stop chasing them. They don't want you. And every minute you lose chasing that person, you are missing out on that time with your next person. You're missing out on your blessing. Alan K says she pulled over. Well, thank you so much. I'm done now. You can pull back off, sister. Listen, we'll be live again on Monday at 7 p.m. Alan K, which questions are you talking? Which ones are you talking about? Because I gave your personal TikTok therapist. Thank you, Millie. I gave out a lot of questions. I often ask questions, throughout to make you think, keep you engaged and keep you reflecting. But listen, thank y'all so much for those of you that came on tonight. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for chiming in. I appreciate you all so much. Yes, Tamika, it's often recorded. It shows up on my YouTube page. It's there. Also shows up in Facebook. It does not show up here in its totality, I don't think, on TikTok. So Hazel Eyes, you said I need to. So you know what? I'm starting to get a couple people to ask me about the questions I asked. So I tell you what I'm going to do. Let me think about how I can do this. And I'm going to find a way where I can possibly maybe get you guys the questions. Yep, my YouTube page is _Louis V. I'm glad you did. Thank y'all for so much for scrolling and coming up. For those of you that came to the live tonight and you don't follow me, make sure you follow your boy. So that way you can get alerts when I go live. For those of you that was on the live tonight, just know I'm on the bike end of this week, and I'm actually going to go live again once I get with my fellas. Well, my guys I ride with, we'll be going live again. And but that want to be more social. So I won't be teaching. I won't be educating, but I will definitely, we'll definitely go live. It'll be more social just to kick it with everybody. Appreciate you, Pretty Pink. Appreciate you. Yep. Thank y'all so much. I will, Tree. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all joining. Thank you for those of you on YouTube and Facebook. Thank you for joining as well. I appreciate you. Thank you so much again on TikTok. Thank y'all for joining. Listen, as always, y'all know me. I'll keep dropping the videos every day. Appreciate y'all support. Appreciate you. Thank you for that, Michelle. Appreciate y'all support, and thank y'all again for coming out and jumping on here. Thank you, Tamika. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. Yep, you all enjoy your evening. As always, much love. Louis V out.